Hello everyone. Ali Mahmoud is a young soldier in the United States Army. Since childhood, his parents taught him to hold firmly to the teachings of Islam. Ali diligently performs the 5 daily prayers, fasts during Ramadan, and reads the Quran every night before bed. Joining the military was a difficult decision for him, but he wanted to prove that a Muslim could be a loyal citizen while staying true to his faith. However, Ali's journey in the military was not easy. His commander, Sergeant Blake, often mocked his faith. Sergeant Blake was a stubborn and cynical man who disliked differences, especially from a soldier who took time to pray amidst a busy schedule. "Ali, are you serious about praying again? We're here to fight, not play games." Blake mocked one day when Ali asked permission to pray. Ali never retaliated but always responded calmly. "Sorry, Sergeant. I'm just fulfilling my duty to God. I promise this won't interfere with my tasks." The ridicule didn't stop there. During Ramadan, Blake deliberately assigned Ali heavy tasks during the day to test him. "Let's see, Ali. You'll give up before sunset," he sneered. Yet Ali did not give up. He fasted patiently and completed his duties well. His platoon mates, initially puzzled by his habits, began to admire his perseverance. One day, Ali's unit was given a dangerous mission in a conflict zone. They had to endure enemy fire for over 48 hours. During this tense time, Ali kept the team's spirit high by offering moral support and reminding them to stay focused. When one of his teammates was seriously injured, Ali bravely protected and carried him to safety, even though he himself was hit by shrapnel. His heroic actions made everyone, including Sergeant Blake, see him differently. Ali Mahmoud never complained about Sergeant Blake's poor treatment. As a devout Muslim, he firmly believed that every trial was part of Allah's plan to strengthen him. But one day a greater test came. On that day, the base was holding an important ceremony. High-ranking military officials were present, and the atmosphere was full of formality. Sergeant Blake, known for putting people down in public, seized this moment to humiliate Ali. "Ali!" Blake called out loudly in front of everyone. Ali immediately stood at attention and saluted. "Yes, Sergeant. I need you to move that jeep to the far end of the parking lot," Blake ordered, pointing to an old, rusty vehicle at the edge of the field. Ali hesitated. He couldn't drive, something Blake undoubtedly knew. But Ali didn't want to refuse a direct order. In a calm but firm voice, he replied, "Yes, Sergeant." As he walked toward the jeep, whispers spread among the soldiers who knew Blake's intention. Some even chuckled quietly, knowing the jeep was just an empty shell without an engine. Impossible to operate. When Ali reached the vehicle, he opened the door, sat in the driver's seat, and looked at the empty dashboard. His heart whispered, "Oh Allah, I just want to fulfill my duty as a soldier and maintain my dignity as your servant. If this is your test, help me." With full faith, he turned the key, which was merely decorative. Then, something extraordinary happened. The jeep slowly came to life. The sound of an engine, which shouldn't have existed, echoed in everyone's ears. Carefully, Ali drove the jeep, moving it to the location Blake had ordered. The field fell silent. Everyone who witnessed the event was stunned, including Sergeant Blake. A vehicle that was clearly missing an engine had moved as if it were perfectly functional. After parking the jeep, Ali stepped out, stood tall, and saluted Blake. "Task complete, Sergeant." Blake stood frozen, his face flushed, unsure of what to say. He knew it was impossible for the jeep to move. Meanwhile, some soldiers began whispering, marveling at Ali's unwavering faith and questioning what had just occurred. After the ceremony, Blake approached Ali in the break room. His voice, devoid of mockery, was low and filled with shame. "Ali, how did you manage to move that Jeep?" "It's impossible." Ali gave a gentle smile. "Sergeant, I don't know how it happened. I just put my trust in Allah. He arranges everything. I was simply doing my duty." Slowly, Blake's attitude began to change. The incident made him rethink Ali's faith, which had always been the subject of his ridicule. For Ali, it was proof that Allah is always with his servants who are patient and believe in him. For Blake, it marked the beginning of a life lesson he would never forget. After that extraordinary event, the field remained quiet. All eyes were on Ali, the Muslim soldier who had just moved a Jeep without an engine. Ali felt this was a moment Allah had given to demonstrate his greatness. Calmly, he stood before his fellow soldiers, including the high-ranking officials present. "Friends, what just happened wasn't because I'm extraordinary or have special abilities. It was the will of Allah, the Almighty, who controls everything. I'm just a humble servant, but Allah always helps those who sincerely rely on him." The soldiers who had once mocked Ali now listened intently. One of them asked, "Ali, can you tell us more about this Allah you mentioned? What makes you so confident that he would help you in a situation like this?" Ali took a deep breath, then began to explain. "Allah is the one true God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. In Islam, we are taught to always trust him, even in the most difficult times. As a Muslim, I believe that every trial is an opportunity to draw closer to Allah, and he never abandons his faithful and patient servants." His words touched many hearts. Some soldiers who had previously looked down on him now felt ashamed of their behavior. They were moved to learn more about Ali's faith. Sergeant Blake, who was usually stubborn and cynical, suddenly spoke up. "Ali, I've been wrong all this time. I never respected your faith. But what I witnessed today, I have no explanation. If this truly is the power of your God, then I want to learn more." Ali smiled warmly. "Sergeant, it's never too late to seek the truth. If you're willing, I'd be happy to explain more about Islam." That day, after the ceremony, Ali sat with his comrades and explained the basics of Islam. He spoke about Tawhid, the oneness of Allah, faith in Allah, and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. With sincerity, Ali answered their questions without forcing them to believe. A few weeks later, several soldiers, including Sergeant Blake, expressed their desire to embrace Islam. They felt the miraculous incident with the Jeep was a sign from God that they couldn't ignore. In Ali's presence, they recited the Shahada with deep emotion. "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah." I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Ali's story spread throughout the base, even reaching other units. He became known not only as a devout soldier, but also as someone who brought about significant change in his environment. All of this happened not because of his greatness, but because of the greatness of Allah, who was always with him. Ali continued his duties humbly, and among his comrades who had recently embraced Islam, he became their guide in learning more about the religion. Ali's faith and patience stood as proof that the light of Islam could shine anywhere, even in the most unexpected places.